In this video, I'm going to show you how I use all of the tools in this set, which is a set you can buy on the potterycrafts.co.uk website. It's the tools that I recommend when I'm teaching in my online courses. My online courses can be found at sculptingmasterclass.com. So the set consists of 12 tools, and the first one here is the B10, and this is a large S-shaped wooden tool, and you can use this, as you can see, to kind of get a bit of clay and just smear it onto large areas. So you can use it to smear the clay on, or you can use it to press on little lumps of clay if you prefer to work like that. Now this next tool is a loop tool. It's the 808. And there's a number of loop tools in this set, and they have different shaped ends. So you can use it to scrape away clay or to kind of model the surface. Now here we have the slightly smaller S-shaped tool. It's a B7, so it's the same as the B10, but it's smaller. And again, you can use it to model the surface. So you can get a bit of clay and smear it on to still quite large areas and actually use it to model the surface. You can see here I've just started putting a little bit of hair onto this head. Next up is another loop tool, the 809, and this has a different shaped loop on the end. And as you can see, this is good for getting into some crevices, and I'm really starting to use this to model a bit more now. So loop tools aren't just used for scraping away clay. You can actually use them to model the surface by going around the forms and across the forms. You can use it to think about the way that the face is moving there into that smile crease. And here you can see this is the M2. This is a drawing tool. So you can use this to actually draw onto the clay. In my online courses, I talk a lot about looking for shapes and drawing on those shapes onto the clay. And I also use it for my waxworks like this, as you can see, to kind of draw on the eyebrows so that they're visible in photos when I'm working for a client. And they're useful for drawing out wrinkles or getting right in there into the crease above the eyelid. Next up is another loop tool, the 710. As you can see, this has got, again, slightly different shaped loops. And again, I'm still modelling that same area just to show you how you can work around forms like this. So you can see that lovely big curve of the area above his top lip. You can really model that in with a loop tool in a way that you can't with a wooden modelling tool. Loop tools are great for getting around forms and helping to just even out the surface. Here is my absolute #1 favourite tool, the B5. I use this more than any other tool. It's just a small S-shaped modelling tool, and the best thing about the tool is that the more you use it, the better it gets, because it gets a lovely patina the more you use it, because the oils from your hand make it all nice and shiny and smooth, and they just get better and better with age. And you can use them for modelling forms on faces. They're just the right size for faces. Next up is another loop tool, the 709, and the loop tools are getting slightly smaller and smaller, each one in this video. And this one, you can use it for slightly smaller shapes to model those forms. So there I'm using it at the top of the nose there. Next up, the M12. So this is a double curve-ended tool. I love this tool. It's great for getting into little nooks and crannies, like around the nostrils, getting into creases. You can use them to model around into those little tiny forms. Next up, getting towards the end now, this is a small loop tool, and it's the 509. And again, I'm using it to model forms into smaller and smaller areas with these loop tools. And this one, I'm getting into the philtrum there. I'm modelling in the shape of the lips a bit. Again, you can scrape off clay with the loop tools, but they're also great for actually modelling form once you get to this stage and your clay is nice and hard and a bit drier. This is a C6. Now, this is a small detailing tool. And again, you can use this to model the forms of smaller areas. So here I'm working on the area above the eyelid and I'm always working across the forms, so try not to work too much along shape. Sometimes you can't help it, like here I'm working on the bottom eyelid and you have to kind of go along that sort of sausagey shape, but always then try and work back across the form to stop you getting ridges. Here is a very small loop tool. It's a 510, and this is great for kind of final details. So I've got the forms there of his smile around the nasolabial folds, and I'm actually going in and describing the creases there with this very small loop tool. Again, modelling in some wrinkles around the eyes and very gently modelling in those forms. Getting into the tear duct there and going around those creases, and when I'm modelling teeth as well with a smiling face, you need to use a very small loop tool to describe those teeth shapes. And here I'm working on the crow's feet a little bit where he's smiling. Even though he's young, Lil Nas X, you know, you always have wrinkles around the eyes when you're really smiling, whatever age person you're sculpting. And finally, an M4. And this is a fine detailing tool that I'm using to work around the lips. Now, I believe that 20s have actually discontinued one of those detailing tools, but they're very much interchangeable. So I think the set consists of perhaps only this one now and not the last tool, but they're really used for the same kind of thing. So I'm working around the bottom eyelid there, and it's got a nice rounded end, and that's useful for when you hollow out irises, which I always do when I'm doing a waxwork head, and that helps you to read the eyes like they're real eyes. See, I'm just using it again to work across the forms, and here he is finished. It's Lil Nas X with his hair sketched in. Of course, that hair will have come off after this, and he would have been cast bald in wax, ready for his real hair to be inserted, along with his real eyes and real teeth.